What's up, guys? Mike Pattern Traders. November 12th. Sorry, music's loud. Quick 24-hour update on BTC. Micros only. High time frame. You know where I stand. I'm gonna go through them real quick. We are finding music's too loud. We're finding support on the previous micro range, which is going to be roughly about $63,000. If we do happen to break this and get back into the mid range, into the micro range rather, we're targeting mid range. 61.6, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of confluence there. We have VWAPs there. Yeah, 61.9, 61.6. Just basically this order block over here. That's the target once we get a candle close under $63,000. Okay, let me save this. Again, quick visual. We're still ranging. We are officially in the breakout phase. Now, this could easily turn into a deviation, and if it does, don't open any longs until we revisit this green box. It's gonna probably take like maybe 2-3 weeks worth of dumping if this turns into a deviation. Until then, I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. Where's my bull flag? No. Where's my bull flag? Was it here? No. It's gotta be this. Why does it look like? Oh, maybe it was a different. I don't know where it is, but it's okay. Anyway, let's talk about the micros. Fresh chart, weekly open tapped, Monday low taken. Oh, Monday low taken. Already got taken. Monday low tapped, weekly open tapped. Ideally, what you want to see is this shouldn't have happened. It would have been a lot cleaner if this didn't take place. So this looks like a failed breakout, trap longs, and then now we're trading sub the breakout. So $66,000 to me, probably going to be impossible to break. I think that it's going to be a beautiful short level. There's a VWAP there. See this level over here? 66.3 VWAP. Very hard to break. If we do happen to break that, we're going to get probably slapped by 67.52. This other VWAP over here. But more likely than not, we're not going to surpass this black line. I'll make it a little thinner so we can be able to see the VWAP. Okay. So consolidation, top side, trap longs, broke under. Now we're trading under the previous consolidation, which is very bearish. Now I want you guys to see something. You see how there was no price action here on the way up, even if you go to a higher time frame, which is one big dildo. Okay, we're spending time here. That's not good. Usually, what happens is when you dump and you get to a level like this, where there's an insufficiency, you rock right through it. You rock through it. You go up, and then you come right back down. So to me, I know we're all expecting a move to the top side, which is fair. I think we're going lower, man. I think we're going lower, and I really hope I'm fucking wrong, but I think we're not going to break above 66 if we do happen to get to the top side. But overall, we're coming down here, $62,000. The target's going to be the VWAP, the previous weekly VWAP at 61.9 and the previous daily VWAP at 62.1. This is way too. We're spending way too much time here when there was no previous price action here. This thing should have fucking nuked already, went up, and then if it was a V reversal, it carried its course. For us to be spending time here, that means that we're probably just consolidating before a leg down, and I hope I'm wrong. But I don't see the positive signs for a swift move to the top side. But if we do happen to get up before down, you know where I stand. 66.2, 66.4 is probably going to slap us hard. And either way, that should bring us back down to 61, 62. The only way we don't lose this wick right here is if by some miracle we get above the previous. Yeah, I'll delete everything. We get above this over here. So let's assume this is your range right now, right? You trap some longs, So wouldn't it make more sense to do something like this? I'm just throwing stuff at you guys, right? I'm just throwing stuff at you. This is how I usually think when I find altcoins. Wouldn't it make sense to do something like this? And then go up, or even get rejected and come back down here. Doesn't matter where we stop. But the idea is that I personally think it's healthier to deviate this, take this, fill some fuckery here, fill this gap, this VWAP, fill this VWAP, reclaim long. Stop loss will be under the low of the deviation. So for example, it will be something like this. If we happen to get a deviation, you do a long position, you wait for your reclaim, you put a stop loss anywhere you want under here, and then your first target's going to be, well, you want to target first a VWAP over here, right? 66 point whatever it's going to be, but overall your target's going to be at the top, like that. That would be the safer play. I think that we're nowhere near out of the woods yet, unfortunately, for all of us. It's just that this doesn't make any sense. Aussie wise, yeah, it would be beautiful if it did that, right? Think about it. Oh shit. By the way, guys, I really hope I'm wrong and we go straight to 66 from here. That'd be beautiful, but I don't think that's the case. Yeah, we rejected. Look at the signal on the 4-hour. Just slapped us right down. We didn't even poke up yet. Like, you need to get a poke up. You need to get a cross like this. You need to get a cross like this on the signal. Actually, though, the 1 hour looks fucking good. I take that back. Okay, mid time frame wants us to go down. Obviously, it will make sense, right? 4 hour to like maybe the 9 or the 8 looks pretty shit. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. But the lowers, the 1 hour looks pretty decent. Shit looks fucking really decent. The 1 hour looks pretty yummy right now, man. Looks good. You have your bull div, right? You have your bull div on the PT. We just end double triangles, double buys over here. What we need is a green activation here and a cross. That should be good. I like the 1 hour, guys. I like the 1 hour, like a lot. RSX is about to cross too. Let me see the low band. Low band is at the support. Let me see if we have an algo fire. Do you have an algo fire? We have an algo fire in the low band too. Yeah, this looks good on the lowers. I take what I just said back. But I still stand by my theory that it'll be a lot healthier if we come down to that 61K range, deviate this current low, and then head for that $66,000 to $67,000. Making the video short, I'm not going into high time frame, strictly playing with this specific range over here for the last 24 hours. If we get into the weekend, I'm going to tell you this. If we get into the weekend and we're still sub this, okay, let's make this black. If we're still sub $65,000 into the weekend, they're probably going to do some fuckery. Where they're going to put the low in before the CME closes, pump us up the whole weekend, and then come Monday, nuke us down to sub $61,000, sub $62,000. It doesn't make any sense, right, for them to keep it up here. Because, yeah, we have a low time frame div play right now on the PT, and the 1 hour is pretty serious. If you have a 1 hour div on a PT, it's enough to give you a little bit of a push. Yeah, you might not go to $66,000, but you're gonna come up at least to 64, 65K, you know? So I like what I see on the lowers. Mid time frame wants lower. Pretty confident about that. The only thing I could assume is that the weekend low volatility, let them probably, assuming that the weekend is, it all depends where we close at the CME. I can't really assume what's going to happen at 6 or 5 p.m. today. But wherever we close, it's going to depict if we're going to have a green weekend into a red Monday, or we're going to have a red weekend into a green Monday. But either way, Monday is going to be the flip of whatever's going to happen on the weekend, only because you don't just fucking nuke, create one low, and then start the bull trend again. You need to consolidate, or you need to have at least a mid-time frame div. And mid time frame div, you need to have at least a 4 hour like gameplay, or 4 or 5 or something, right? The RSX, told you guys the RSX and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 hour are very important. 3 hours so bearish still, right? 4 hours still bearish, right? Look, very bearish. 5 hour still bearish, but at least they're at areas that could potentially bounce. Look, green, and they all led to bounces, right? 1 bounce, 2 bounce. So we're very close. So if this isn't the low, the next dump most likely will be the low. And I don't think we're going to lose the previous VWAP, weekly VWAP. So keep that in mind, guys. But the 1 hour looks fucking phenomenal right now. All we need to do is get a cross on the PTT. Let's look at the histo real quick before I conclude the video. It's already 10 freaking minutes talking about BTC. It's terrible. Nice and early, pumping music. Just had double espresso. All right, so 1 hour histo. 1 hour histo. Yeah, man, it looks good, dude. It looks good. Looks good. All we need is some black on the lowers. 15 and 30. Once they start producing black lines, that's the identification that the 1 hour wants out. But my only fear is 4 hour. Look, this is very bearish, guys. This very bearish, guys. It's very bearish. When you get the black lines to come all the way down to the 0 line, the way you came all the way down to the 0 line over here, that's so bearish. So bearish. Right? You know, like if the black line turns gray when you're like roughly about in that, I don't know, midpoint way, it's fine. But when you start getting black lines on the histo at that 0 mark, that's very bearish. You know, so that means that likely this thing is in a fucking nuke, unfortunately. Let's see, 2 hour. Yeah. The 1 hour still looks good though, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, let's see what happens, guys. Just be careful. Be careful trading. I personally think that we need to have one more low. Regardless if it comes now or if it comes after, we gotta go down here. So just be careful. We're not out of the woods yet. You know, just be very careful. Anyone that has the oscillators, you could tell blind. Look at the RSX. Where's the RSX? On here. This isn't bullish right now. This RSX. Just wait for it. Look at it. Wait for this. Nice little algo fire cross. Even if you go to the 2 hour, right? You're not crossed to the top side. It's Malakias. So be careful, guys. Trade safe.